Live service MMOs and Grindfest mobile games are basically set up to waste your time. But when a single-player game takes hundreds of hours, multiple hundreds of hours of your life, it's evidence that they did something right, or at least something really interesting. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, 10 games we've played for 200 plus hours. And number 10 is Resident Evil 4, one of those games we replay every year, and we've got the entire run down to a casual science. The original Resident Evil 4 is a relatively quick replay now, with each run taking about 10 or so hours if we take it slow. We know every treasure location, every combat trick, and how to get every weapon, like the free broken butterfly revolver. One of the hardest bosses in the game, Krauser, is an easy-to-exploit weakness, where he's extremely vulnerable to the knife in the last phase, which turns one of the hardest bosses into one of the easiest ones. There's also an optional free rocket launcher in the castle section of the game. We always save that one for the basement level boss, where the unstoppable xenomorph monster thing spawns. Freeze that sucker, shoot him with the rocket launcher, instant win. Almost feels like cheating, but if the game didn't want us to win one of the toughest fights in the game instantly, shouldn't have given us a rocket launcher to play with. Game's just packed with details like this too, and while we haven't played the remake as much as the original, we're still well over the 200 plus limit thanks to bonus modes like Mercenaries, where we've scored an S+ on every map. Mercenaries in both modes, incredibly fun. Essentially, it's a simple wave-based survival mode where you defeat enemies and collect power-ups and earn the most points and just stay alive. That's basically the idea. It's an addictive mode that's way better than the other bonus modes in the Resident Evil games, and it's nice to see the classic return in the remake. And while we're talking about the remake, there's a lot to talk about there, too. You can skip entire sections of the game. Shooting the church bell with the sniper rifle skips the opening village attack. While a rocket launcher shot can be used to blast through rubble and skip the entire mine encounter. Krauser is no longer weak to knives, but Salazar is incredibly weak to eggs.
Transition to irregular meters. If you were.
Nice change. Salazar, way more annoying boss in the remake. So having a way to blaze through him is a smart change. There's a lot of weird tidbits and secret speedrunning tricks, and you gotta play like 1,000 hours to find all of them. And number 9 is Hitman World of Assassination. Suit only, silent assassin. Only way to play Hitman World of Assassination. This compilation of the latest 3 Hitman games is an obsession we can't put down. Every level runs like clockwork. The mini events and roaming characters all playing out in the same way every time. And that familiarity makes every level tantalizingly solvable. There's a fast, efficient way to take everyone down without raising an alarm. Learning how to be the slickest, sickest assassin in the business is what we live for, and there are so many ways to take down your targets. Luring them out in Mumbai to one location so you can crush them all with one perfectly timed shot, or finding the exact route through a high-security bank in New York to complete all your objectives smoothly.
Yes, what is it? Oh, excuse me.
Director Savalas eliminated. Good work, 47.
It's one of the great pleasures that these insanely intricate games have to offer. Even after 200 plus hours, there's so many tricks we don't know that are totally specific to certain missions. Like, again, Mumbai, like we talked about earlier, learning that the villains use smoke signals to alert each other. You can set off one of these smoke signals by throwing a brick into a smelter. All the missions have little fun details like this. Sometimes they're intended, but some of the most fun silent assassin suit only kills are not. One of our favorites is a super fast kill in the Florida Raceway level. Instead of carefully plotting the driver's demise, Agent 47 can simply shoot the car with a silenced weapon from a raised bridge, which makes it spin out and crash.
Target down. Next up, Goblin Box.
After that, you wait for the second target to appear in a balcony for the second kill.
Both targets down. Well done, 47. Head for an exit, and we'll speak again soon.
It can be done in less than 10 minutes. Missions in this game can last hours, and it's super satisfying. And after doing all that, we're eager to dig in every single weird Easter egg and play through the endless roguelike Freelancer mode. We still suck at Freelancer mode, but there's just so much main game, 200 hours isn't enough to master it. And number 8 is Baldur's Gate 3. Doesn't take long to rack up 200 hours in this one. It's a game made for second or third playthroughs, and if you're taking your time, one run can easily put you past the 200-hour mark. After hundreds of hours of exploring, searching for secrets, and discovering dirty tricks, we're still not even close to understanding everything Baldur's Gate 3 has to offer. We've barely touched playing like a maniac in the Dark Urge playthrough, but that's the magic of the game. There's always something new to see, or a new way to embarrass your enemies. Combining legendary gear and secret stuff, you can turn the hardest encounters into a total joke. One of the toughest bosses is Answer, the undead dragon, and with the right strategy, you can crush this unstoppable dragon in a few turns. Even 2 turns can take a really long time in Baldur's Gate 3 if you select the right skills, but sometimes a clever use of magic and abilities is not enough. Balthazar in Act 2, one of those bosses that's pretty annoying. Wanted to make him a lot easier. There is a solution for that. Plant a few dozen explosive barrels at his first meeting spot and blow him up before your boss encounter even begins. This game lets you do that, and more. It's a game that rewards creativity and exploration more than every average busted build. So let's talk about a game that rewards grinding more than anything else next. And number 7 is Borderlands 2. Gonna take 200 hours to get the best, most broken weapon drops in Borderlands 2, and we're crazy enough to grind these guns out. Rarest tier of weapon and the best looter shooter of the Borderlands series is, of course, pearlescent. There aren't a lot of these exceedingly rare weapons, and your chances of seeing them are really small, ridiculously small, because we're talking less than 1%. Basically, take your legendary drop rates and lower that by a few zeros. They only appear on the highest difficulty level and on the highest levels. Reaching level 80 doesn't take that long, but grinding out a second or third playthrough in this extremely long game, completing all the DLC, and then grinding for guns easily takes a lifetime or two. But it is worth it once you've got your build complete. With the right weapons, you can take down the biggest bosses in the game super easy. Giant monsters with, difficult battle. The Terramorphous raid boss. Just want to remind you, a special raid boss designed for teams of endgame players to fight for big rewards. Right weapon, you can kill this thing in literal seconds. Maybe some of these mechanics need a nerf, but who cares? For a long time, we were in too deep, killing tubby enemies over and over for a shot at the rarest weapons. Now the hunt is over. Nothing can stand in our way. Terramorphous the Invisible is vincible now. And number 6 is Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Unlike the other games on our list, Rising doesn't take long to beat. Normal playthrough, about 7 hours. At this point, we can put it down in about 4, and that's not a brag, because real speedrunners can hit the credits in less than an hour, maybe a little more than that. Not long. It's a short game, so you have to play it a whole lot, over and over again, in order to get 200 hours of time. We're kind of obsessed with this legendary Platinum Games release. Rising was built off the corpse of game's dead development, but somehow ended up being something special. It's insane. And we've beaten it on every difficulty level, unlocked every bonus weapon and upgrade, and become parry masters. The hardest difficulty is Revengeance mode, and this is where a hyper-fast game becomes lightning speed. It isn't even fair once you've purchased all the upgrades for bonus weapons like the high-frequency Muramasa. Can't even say these extreme difficulty modes are particularly hard because you're given so many tools to absolutely dismantle enemies in seconds. You'll be pulling out insta-kills left and right and eat away boss health bars in seconds. The trick is learning the ins and outs of every enemy. If you know when to parry and how to exploit an enemy's weakness, they drop fast. By the end of our playthroughs, we're running off instinct. snatching cores out of enemies, recharging, repeating all over again. It's almost too easy at this point. Maybe we'll start from scratch for one more run. The game's been out for like a decade. It's a yearly playthrough, sometimes multiple playthroughs. We're not stopping anytime soon. It's just such a great game. If any Metal Gear could get a sequel, it's probably simultaneously the least likely and the one I would want the most. And number 5 is Elden Ring. Elden Ring's one of those games that requires basically 200 hours of play. Base game is so big, you can easily explore for longer than that, and that's not really what requires all those hours. It's all the bosses in Shadow of the Erdtree that demand your play at the top of the game. Honestly, Erdtree feels cruel in comparison to the original game, and after 2 or 3 full playthroughs, we're hardly masters. There are players that can beat Millennia naked while dodge rolling through all of her freaking attacks. We can't do that, but we can humiliate Baal the Dread. Baal is one of those evil bosses in the expansion that frustrates players to no end. It took us dozens of attempts to learn his patterns, study his moves, and discover that the right weapon takes him out pretty easy, like relative easy, like Elden Ring easy, which is not easy. Really, it's not easy. Even hated bosses like Rolana, the Twin Moon Knight, they aren't too bad with enough practice. We can take her down pretty reliably and quickly now. Even the bosses like Divine Beast Dancing Lion are pure chaos we'll never learn to beat properly. And if you want to see everything Elden Ring has to offer, you're going to be playing well over 200 hours. Our second run on a new console, we use tricks to quickly earn enough XP to access Shadow of the Erdtree by luring a giant enemy off of a cliff over and over again. Super useful for skipping early content and getting right to the meat of it, but getting into Blood-Soaked Temple area early takes a lot of creative problem solving. Erdtree's packed with a bunch of improbable secrets, whether it's invisible bridges or drops from high ledges to reach the rarest spirit summon in the game. There's tons of hidden content to miss. We're glad we didn't miss out on the best weird secret items like a coat full of wiggly fingers. There's more to Elden Ring than just mastering boss fights. And when you're sick of playing normal, just download some mods. Bomb enemy camps with Helldivers airstrikes. Use Kratos to stomp on Margit. Elden Ring is one of those games that just keeps on giving. And number 4 is Ninja Gaiden Black 2. Ninja Gaiden Black is a masterpiece. 2 isn't nearly as good, but we've still played it way too much. It isn't the perfect action game. The developers at Team Ninja clearly didn't put as much thought into the design compared to the original, but that's part of the charm. After a few decades of yearly replays, we've racked up plenty of time with Super Ninja Ryo Hayabusa. We were obsessed with the Ninja Gaiden series on day one. I wasn't a child when it came out, but that doesn't mean it wasn't a new game for me, and I kind of sucked at it. I was stuck using an Xbox 360 controller. First boss wrecked me and the others, who, some of them were children at the time, so they had maybe a better excuse than I did. But it made us all look like chumps. Smoother hardware on the latest re-release really helps a lot. Modern controllers make the gameplay a lot better. There's a real joy in returning to games you're so familiar with, and demolishing bosses like Alexei or cutting through armies of ninjas in Venice easily is the kind of simple joy that makes video games special. Mastering a game, even a game that isn't great, feels amazing. Ninja Gaiden 2 is often sloppy with the level design and even some lazier bosses, but the kind of brainless fun you get from it, it's hard not to get behind. And number 3 is Skyrim. If you're watching this channel, you probably have 200 hours in Skyrim. We all do, whether we want to have or not. Skyrim doesn't go away. It's a forever game that some at GameRanks didn't even play when it was first released. I personally did. I've been playing since 11/11/11. But there are people with this channel who didn't even get it until Special Edition. Regardless, we're all trapped in this game's orbit, desperately trying to finish every quest before something bugs out. Played the entire game and finished every quest without using console commands. Congratulations, you're the Dovahkiin. But in all seriousness, doing the quests, it's fun, but the real joy in Skyrim is just busting it up and down. Using tricks to enhance your magic weapons so they kill everything instantly is just part of the fun. After a few playthroughs, Skyrim gets a little boring, so you start using Frenzy to make everyone attack each other. Why fight when bandits can fight themselves for you, right? How about killing a kid's parents right in front of him, then using the calm spell to adopt them? We've all seen the bucket trick, but you know what's even better than that? Using buckets to fly, or using giants to fly into space. Maybe a little more detrimental to your health, but it's all part of the fun in Skyrim. Creating pure chaos, doing things you really are not meant to do, it's part of the fun. And the modding scene is another rabbit hole that could lead you to another 2,000 hours of gameplay. We're guessing most of the Skyrim obsessives out there mostly deal with mods, and that's a really good thing because there's a lot of awesome stuff out there. There's also simple joy in just discovering ways to break Bethesda's magnum opus RPG too, though.
Bastard!
And number 2 is Arkham Knight. Don't ask us why we got 200 hours or more in Arkham Knight. It's the least loved game in the Arkham franchise. Suicide Squad also, it doesn't count. But the people here at GameRanks were some of the sickos that really love the Batmobile. Might be some people's favorite of the Batman Arkham games in this organization, which is, I know, controversial, but seriously. And yeah, the driving is undeniably weird in Arkham Knight.
Stop me! You're gonna die down here, forgotten in the dirt.
Learning the physics of driving on walls is surprisingly difficult. Players certainly have a love-hate relationship with Batman's car for good reason, but I think everybody here agrees. It's good. We like it. There's something deeply wrong with us here, but, you know. The real meat of Arkham Knight is the combat, and after playing through all the games a second or third or fourth time in a row, we're getting pretty good at it. You enter the flow state, push the combo multiplier as high as you can. Very fun. Using all your tools and the new terror takedowns to fight back against paramilitary goons is still a lot of fun. And learning to breeze through the stealth sections, taking out one bad guy after another, utilizing all your abilities to their fullest potential, it's a great feeling. Might not be the best game in the series, but it is the one we've put the most time into. Probably because of the billion Riddler trophies you have to collect for 100%, but for some reason there are GameRanks people who have actually gotten 100% twice. And finally, at number 1, it's Doom 2. Doom 2 is the ultimate forever game. If you're stuck on a desert island and you have only one game to play for the rest of your life, Doom 2 works. You'll also want a internet connection, because the best way to play Doom 2 in 2025 is mods, of course. The modding community for Doom has always been one of the most creative on the internet. The level of skill is mind-blowing. Some of our favorite experiences aren't about mastering a single level of Doom or beating the game on nightmare difficulty. With mods, you can just play Doom for thousands of hours. Some of our favorite mods turn Doom into something else completely. Pirate Doom, silly total conversion that makes all your enemy sprites and weapons and all that all gets a silly nautical makeover. You use a giant cannon instead of a rocket launcher to blow away scurvy dog zombies. Or you can get creepy with the ARG like myhouse.wad, which, by the way, easily my favorite Doom 2 mod of all time. You explore this increasingly strange house, I guess is the best way to put it. It's sort of it seems like it's going to be fairly boring. And it's sort of got its own mythos. I don't know. If you're into like stretching the concept of the backrooms much further than the backrooms, that's what that is, I think, anyways. super creepy, super existential, lots of fun. We are straying off topic, but Doom is one of the best games for mods and one of the best inspirations. Weirdo mod makers mixed Mario 64 and Doom in the most magical way. Mario having a double-barreled shotgun for fragging demons or double jumping, it's fun. There's an easy way to find the best of the best Doom mods out there, too. The Cock Award selects the best of the modding community every year, calls out new creators, old veterans with new masterpiece maps. The modding community, it's stronger than ever in 2025. It's the one game on this list that's so versatile. You can play for 200 hours and never experience the same thing twice. You're going to see new things every single time. It's refreshing to revisit old games and discover fans have never stopped making things for it. The modern video game industry is just so solely focused on profit that fun is often what is sacrificed. It's awesome seeing a community just making stuff for the fun of it. That's worth 200 hours. What do you think, though? Leave us a comment, let us know. If you like this video, click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week. Best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription, so click subscribe. As always, we thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. We'll see you next time right here on Game Ranks.